Namaskar and a very good morning. Welcome to the audio cast from Kotak Securities. I'm your host and guide Anindya Banerjee. आज US Federal Reserve का मीटिंग है रात को, and ahead of that, US two-year bond yields have touched the 4% mark, highest level since October 2007. Dollar index is strong. Dollar CNH is at 7.05. So USDINR has all excuse to make an attempt for a fresh all-time high above 80.10 on the spot. We suspect that there are large stop losses above the 80-10, 80-20 mark on the spot level. तो अगर वो level के ऊपर dollar rupee starts to trade, it can squeeze those stops and create a 30-40 paisa kind of a sharp up move. But of course, RBI, we expect it to be there at high levels, selling via spot or via forwards. Now, one thing we have to keep in mind that Indian rupee has been a very strong outperformer, but RBI doesn't have a hard peg on the currency. So it's not going to be that agar baki currencies in the world continue to depreciate against the dollar and Indian rupee will be kept under 80. It doesn't make sense. But Indian rupee will be allowed to depreciate, but at a slower pace. For example, over the past, if you look at the data, since March 31st of this year, that is the current financial year, Indian rupee has depreciated around 5% against the dollar, whereas dollar index has appreciated by close to 12%, which means Indian rupee the pace of depreciation has been only 40% of what has been for the dollar index. So that kind of a thing may happen because oil prices are lower, FPI flows are inward. But to expect that Indian rupee will completely ignore what is happening in the world is going to be wrong. So that is something we need to keep in mind on. Now, we'll come to how to trade the USDINR first. Let us recap what's expected from the Fed. Fed is expected to hike rates by 75 basis points and sound very hawkish. Or ये meeting is going to be important because of three things. First, Fed is going to release a new set of economic projections. They're focused on growth, inflation, and interest rates. And Fed chairman is going to hold a press conference. And thirdly, Fed is going to release the dot plot, which is again projection on the interest rates. So it's going to be an important monetary policy meeting because market wants to know where is going to be the last or the terminal rate of the Fed. Will it be, let's say, for quarter, will it be 4.5 or higher? तो जितना यहाँ पे फेड का हॉकिशनेस विल इंक्रीज उतना ही पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट आएगा ऑन द डॉलर इंडेक्स एज वेल एज ऑन द डॉलर एशिया. नाउ कमिंग बैक टू हाउ टू ट्रेड द यूएसडीआईएनआर 79.50 या 55 के नीचे ऑन द स्पॉट बेसिस इज नॉट एबल टू स्टिक फॉर द पास्ट couple of days. So that has become a floor, a very strong floor. So any pullback there can be utilized on an intraday basis to buy. So it will be roughly 79, 60, 65 on the September futures can be an opportunity to buy with a stop loss below 79.50 levels. And on the way up, 79.90 to 80 has become a very strong resistance. It's a very narrow range. It's quite likely that this range will break post-Fed. But one thing we have to keep in mind that as long as the dollar continues to strengthen globally, it will be difficult for Indian rupee to strengthen on its own. So even if it does a pullback post-Fed, a technical pullback below 79.5, but unless the dollar index really shows a meaningful correction, those pullbacks we are afraid it will be bought into. So how to trade? We'll be issuing those trades through our Telegram channel. At this point in time, we don't have a trade for the Fed. But as we said, that keep an eye on the global currencies. If they continue to depreciate against the dollar, it is likely that USDINR too will try and make a new all-time high. So that is the overall price action and expectation from the market and the Fed. Coming to the crosses, Euro INR and GBP INR both are in a structural decline, even the Yen INR, because of the energy crisis and the monetary policy divergence. especially against the yen, the monetary policy divergence. So even if there is a spike up post-Fed in each of these currencies due to a short covering move, we think that it will be sold into. So the upward corrections can happen, but the structural trend is still downward for euro, yen, and GBP INR. So that's it, folks. This is Anindya Banerjee signing off. A fantastic day ahead.